In this video, I'm going to quickly explain the difference between color grading versus color correction. It's very important for you to understand the difference and to be crystal clear what is color grading. Since very often color grading is confused with color correction. So let's talk first about color grading. Let's take a look at the image that I have displayed here. That's an example of color grading. So color grading, it is a very unique and creative process where you as an artist and storyteller have total freedom to express your ideas using color adjustments. So as you can see here, I have the same photograph, and underneath there are different versions, different color versions of this picture. They differ very strongly and just show the process of my experimenting. The original photograph, the starting point was this picture, and I quite liked the way it was backlit. I liked the shadow, and I decided to create several different versions, try to several different color combinations to evoke different mood and just to play around with this image. You might notice that for the presentation purposes I'm in Capture One. This is only to show you the images. This is my raw converter. However, the hands-on process, the color work, we are going to perform in Photoshop. Before I move on to color correction, I just wanted to mention one very important thing regarding color grading. There is no right or wrong here. As I illustrated with these examples, all those samples are totally different. Some of them are very desaturated. There is almost no color in this one. That one is pushed towards the complementary colors yellow and blue. All of them represent the free process of experimenting. So as I said, there is no right or wrong when it comes to color grading. It is completely up to you. Let's now talk about color correction. Let's move down and select the original image. I have started working with this photograph. This was the image taken with the camera without any adjustments. I slightly corrected exposure here. However, we have this quite strong blue color cast. So color correction, as the term implies, is based on correcting color in the image. We can compare these two terms, color grading and color correction, and color grading is creative and artistic, while color correction is more technical. It simply involves correcting colors according to given specification. So if I would like to go about color correcting this image, I would correct color balance. Since there is this very strong color cast, this very strong blue light over the model, and if I would like to take this image as a base for further color grading in Photoshop, I would simply correct the white balance to get to the more neutral point. So I can visit the color tab here in Capture One, and in white balance I can just go the easiest way and click this tiny A. So that's the image after applying the automatic white balance correction, and that's how, according to Capture One, that image looks in the most neutral, in the most natural way. I'm simplifying the whole process, but I just want to give you the idea. I want you to understand what is color correction and what is color grading. So color correction is much more technical. Typically, basic color correction will include white balance, exposure, contrast. Color correction's job is simply to improve the photo by fixing mistakes related to incorrect color balance or exposure related issues. So color grading takes an artistic approach and gives you freedom to express your personal vision. When it comes to color grading, you can make it as simple or as complex as you like. What really matters in the end is the final result, and if the final image conveys the mood, conveys the atmosphere, conveys the story that you were after. Okay, so I guess at this point it's completely clear for you what is the difference between color grading and color correction. Once you start experimenting and get a grip of the Photoshop tools that can be used to color adjustments, you will get pulled in, and I promise you, color grading will quickly become a part of your photo editing workflow.